Hi, it's Matt from Go Green Auto. So here we have a 2018 Kia Soul EV in this really striking white and sort of blue cyan type colour. It's probably the boldest EV you can get. It really does stand out. So I'll just show you a couple of the sort of features of it, of the styling. You get this sort of cyan coloured on the roof and the mirror caps. But there's a few little touches. It's also copied here inside the headlights, also down here on the front spoiler, and then you get these normal Kia Soul touches like the glass effect around the fog lights inside there in the headlights, and on here on the electric badge on the side. It's obviously plastic, but it's made to look like glass. It's very nice. And then going around the back, you get the big LED brake lights, and you get the same blue cyan type colour, I don't know quite what you call it, almost turquoise maybe, trim along the bottom of the bumper. So yeah, really striking car. And of course you get these aero wheels. They're black alloy wheels with these white plastic inserts to make them more aerodynamic and use less energy. So yeah, very striking car. These Kia Souls only come in 3 colours. This white colour with the contrasting cyan roof and mirrors. You get the blue version which has white roof and mirrors, and then you get the all metallic silver version. Well, it's called silver, but it's actually metallic grey. But certainly the white is the boldest. It really does stand out. So this one is a 2018. It's not even a year old yet. It's just turned 8,000 miles because I've been using it recently, and it still looks like a new car. So the purpose of these videos is to show you the condition, and it I point out every little stone chip, scratch or dent, and it gives people the confidence to buy the cars without coming to view, and then I just deliver the cars to them, because sometimes the distances involved just make it too awkward to come and view the car first. So I'm very picky with the videos, and as I said, I point out any damage, anything you need to know about the car. But that said, this one still looks like a new car, and there's just nothing to point out on it. If I'm being really picky, the only thing I found is along here somewhere was a little stone chip, and I'm saying little because it's so little I can't see it now. I have dabbed a bit of the white paint because I do have this Kia paint, the touch-up stick in stock, and I've dabbed a bit of white paint in it, and it's now completely vanished and I can't even see where it is. So that's the extent of the negatives I've got to point out. The alloy wheels have got no curbing on them. There isn't a mark or scratch on it, but I'm just going to walk around and double check as we're talking so you can also see. The rear alloy is all perfect. No scratching on that rear bumper. And then if I just open up inside, you've got a folding parcel shelf. It folds and then lifts up again, and of course you can take it out, and then the floor compartment lifts up. Under this polystyrene there's a little bit of space as well, but I won't take it out because it's a bit awkward one-handed. So here we have the charging cables. Being Kia, they have bright red cables, which is quite nice, different to everyone else's. This is your type 1 to type 2 for your home AC charging, or when you're on a public charging post. And then here we have the portable charger. So this is what's called a granny cable, and it means you can charge the car on a normal 3-pin plug. It does take a long time to charge it on those because they can only draw 10 amp, but it will still be charged overnight. And then what else we got here? We've got a luggage net. We've got hooks down the side. There's also a 12-volt socket here in the back as well. And yeah, all really tidy. Couple of tiny little scuffs, but really nothing that you would notice. It all does still look like new and looks like it's hardly been used. And then continuing around this side, this alloy wheel is all great and no scuffs. I'll show you the inside when I've done around the outside actually. And then that all looks good. There's nothing to point out, no scratching on the mirrors. And that front alloy has got absolutely no scuffing on as well, and the tyres are all excellent condition. I'll put the tyre tread depths on the website, but this has only just turned 8,000 miles, so as you can see it's all still like new. And then on the inside, the door cards are all in great condition. It's got the original carpet mats and the seats are all great, and this has the nice stitching to match the colour on the roof. So yeah, all in really nice condition. Ignore that little dark bit over there, that's just water where I've just washed it and a little bit of water got inside on the seat, but obviously that will dry. And then moving on to the front, door card all good, and the front seats are like the back, all immaculate, and you see we've got the stitching, and you got two-tone grey. They're very nice seats in the Kia Soul. And then yeah, everything is all in perfect condition, all working as it should do. While I'm here, we get this nice effect on the speakers. The speakers are raised up higher, which is very nice. And let's just show you, you've got a huge glove box in these, which makes a change because most right-hand drive cars end up having the fuse box in the glove box, but this one is absolutely huge with another pocket there. And while I'm here, I'll just show you the documentation. We've got the locking wheel nut key, which I'll just put back down in there. We've got the V5 here. It came from Lex Auto Lease, the finance company, the lease company should I say, and the registration date is the 25th of April 2008. So not quite a year old yet. And these cars, they have an excellent warranty. They've got 7-year or 100,000 mile warranty on them, and that's 7 years on everything, the whole car, the EV components, the drivetrain and the battery pack. So this has still got over 6 years of warranty on it, which is more than pretty much every other car out there. And then here's the service book, and I'm trying to look to see if there's any stamps, but there shouldn't be actually, because it's not old enough yet. No, it's not old enough yet, so no stamps in the service book. And then here we've got all the manuals from new. So the servicing on these, just to keep the warranty up, is every year. So it will be due a service in April. I can get that done as well if a service is required. Servicing on EVs is dirt cheap as well because it is just an inspection. There's no serviceable parts as such on an electric car. And then round here on the driver's side, everything is all as you'd expect, all in mint condition, and the driver's seat all in fantastic condition. So we've got 2 keys for this, 2 remote keys, particularly nice keys actually with the Kia Soul, really feel quality. We don't need the keys to start it. Well, you just need the keys on you, so you can keep them in your handbag or in your pocket, and as long as the keys are on you, then you can just press the power button here to start it. So we'll just boot the car up. We can see it starts up there, and there's the mileage, 8,023 miles. I'll just turn the radio down. So it's got a nice large screen on the infotainment system. This one has got, you've got your radio here, you've got FM, AM, and you've got DAB, digital radio. The signal strength on the DAB radio is particularly good. It's better than other cars I've found. You don't get the loss of signal like I do in my area. Certainly every other car I drive, DAB is a real struggle, but I don't get that in this car. You've got media, you can stream from your phone via Bluetooth. You've got your telephone, you've got maps, navigation, there's all your navigation settings to enter an address, and information. You've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So what that means is you can plug in a telephone, you have to plug it in via USB cable, and then it will mirror the phone up on the screen. And with Apple CarPlay you get the icons, which I'll call up a snapshot of it because I can't actually do it, give you a demo now while I'm holding a phone and a camera. And then with Android Auto, I've been using that, it works particularly well, and you can obviously have your Google Maps and satellite mode. And with both systems as well, you've got a better voice control than you do with the car as standard. The car's got voice control as well, but it does seem to work better when you're using Siri or Google Assistant. Then down here you've got the heater controls. The Kia Soul has got a heat pump heating system, so it's far more efficient on the energy usage. The nice thing is on these is you've got driver only, so when you're running the heating you can just select driver only and it will just heat up this side of the car, so again it uses less energy. You've got an EV button which gives you all the information on your energy usage. You can set your charging times, particularly handy if you've got cheap time electricity, so you can set when you want the car to charge. You've also got your preconditioning, so you can tell it what time you want to leave in the morning and the car will heat up and melt the ice off the windscreen and warm up while it's connected to your home charger, so when you leave you still got 100% battery, 100% range, and your car's already warm and you could probably do your journey without the heating. The nice thing on the Kia Soul is when you're setting this, you've got a calendar every day of the week, and you can also decide whether you have the rear heated window on or not, which is quite a nice touch. You've got heated seats for both passengers, 2-stage. The other thing you got is a heated steering wheel. This has got a leather steering wheel and it's heated. The button is down here, and that is a really nice function. If you can heat your contact points, so you heat your steering wheel and you heat your seat, you generally don't need the heating on as much or on at all. Yeah, heated steering wheel is lovely, and actually, as you can hear, this leather's still got the rough effect because it's still new. You know, leather steering wheels tend to get a bit shiny and smooth when they've been used, but this still feels like a new car. And then continuing on down here, we've got 2 power sockets at different wattages, auxiliary input and USB for phone charging or using Android Auto or Apple Carplay. And then down here we've got electric handbrake, parking sensors to on and off, and an eco button. The eco button on these, the eco mode comes on as default, which is quite nice, and it sort of reduces the power of the motor slightly, but actually on these it doesn't make much difference. You can drive around in eco and it's still fine. When you take eco mode off, it doesn't actually give you much more power. On the parking, let me just put it in reverse. On these you have a nice high definition camera. Obviously it's got the big screen. You've got your lines that show you where you're going to manoeuvre into. But on the Kia Soul you also get parking sensors on the back and parking sensors on the front. So that's all covered nicely. And then we've got 2 cup holders, storage bin, got a slidey thing over here, a little coin tray or something here, tray there with a bit of rubber in. On the other thing you get is glowing speaker rings. Don't know quite if the camera's picking that up because it's not quite dark enough yet, but there's illumination around the speakers and that pulses to the music or just goes through a colour scheme. That's all controlled with a switch down here. And yeah, we've got our standard headlight levelling traction control switch and opening the charge port, which actually I will turn off the engine in a sec and do that, but I'll just quickly run through what we've got on the steering wheel. Cruise control, speed limiter. We've got a button here that changes our steering between sport, comfort and normal, and it changes the weight of the steering wheel. It doesn't actually make much difference. I generally just keep it in sport and have a bit more feel on the steering. Then we've got voice control, you've got telephone buttons and audio controls, and yeah, really nice simple dash as well. And this is your battery pack, effectively your fuel tank, showing your how much charge we've got, and we're virtually at 100% here. This is your power meter, shows you when you're regen braking or driving into, you effectively want to drive in the green area and the eco area to maximise the range. And then this is your speed, nice and clear, and then you get another graph around the top which shows when you're driving at economic speeds. So yeah, really well kitted out. You've got electric folding mirrors, they automatically fold, they sense when you walk up to the car and unfold. and electric windows all round. So if I just turn it off and open the charge flap, I will go outside and show you the charging. Your charge ports are at the front behind this flap in the grille. This is your AC charging port. It's a 6.6 kilowatt charger from memory. It's a type 1. This is what you would use at home when you're charging either on a 3-pin plug or your proper wall charger. And this is your Chademo 50 kilowatt DC rapid charge, which you would typically use at the rapid chargers which are on the motorway network or some IKEAs and scattering around many places now. On a DC 50 kilowatt charger you will get a charge from 0 to 80% in about 33 minutes on a Kia Soul, and you get this very large light here lighting up the port so you can see where to plug in the cables at night, which is just gone off, it's just timed out. So I'll just talk about range. This has got a 30 kilowatt hour battery pack. So Kia state a range of 155 miles, but actually in the real world, what I always tell people is these roughly do about 95 miles in the winter, up to about 130 miles in the summer. So at the moment we're seeing there a range of 109 miles, but this is very much a guess because the range of a car is always calculated on how it is last driven. The car doesn't know how you're going to drive today, so it's based on the current temperature and your current recent driving style. So you've always got to take this with a bit of a pinch of salt. Over here on the main infotainment screen we've got the EV information, so we've got range 109 miles, that's a prediction of course, but here we are in the middle of country in Oxford and we can pretty much drive the whole of the south of England with that range, and obviously this has got DC rapid charging, so you can do that 20 to 30 minute charge on the roadside as well. Here's all your charging locations. You're probably better off using ZapMap because you get a lot more information and it's also more accurate using ZapMap on your phone. This is your battery and this is the power consumption. This is quite nice, this screen, so you can see what's using the energy. So obviously at the moment we're just sat here with the ignition on, so it's we're not using much energy, 0.21 of a kilowatt, and that's the electronics. So that's currently the dash, the daytime running lights, and all the ECUs in the car are powered up and running. This is your climate control, here your heating system, and then lastly firstly the electric motor. That's obviously what uses the most. That's the electric motor up front driving the front wheels. So this is quite a nice screen. When you're driving along you can see exactly what's using the energy, and if you're getting low on range, then obviously you can do things to increase the range, like turning the heating off and obviously driving more economically, and you can monitor all this on the go. Here we've got the eco driving screen, and effectively you can grow this tree. If you're driving green you can grow the tree, and you see your eco level here and your energy consumption. And with electric cars, energy consumption is measured in miles per kilowatt hour, where a kilowatt hour is 1 unit of electricity. And then here we can see recent driving. So, you know, the last couple of days you can see I've been getting 4.4, 4.7 miles per kilowatt. Very bad driving there. That was motorway driving, and I was driving fast because I drove 50 miles to a charger, so I didn't need to drive particularly economically. So yeah, 2.9 is very thirsty. But we see we got a 4.3. This is all sort of winter driving as well. 4.8. I did notice down here, I got a 5.6 here over 31 miles. Again, 15th of March. I can't remember what the weather was like on that day, but you know, this is winter, springtime. So and a 4.8 there. So yeah, these can be very efficient. If you drive gently, these have got a fantastic drivetrain and they are incredibly efficient. I'll also quickly say about the gear stick here. All electric cars are effectively automatic, but it's not really an automatic because electric cars don't have gearboxes. So while you've got an automatic style gear shift here, you're not controlling a gearbox, but you've got part, reverse, neutral and drive. And then on the Kia Soul you have a B mode, a bit like a Nissan Leaf, and that gives you extra regen braking. So if you're coming up to a junction or roundabout and you need to slow down, rather than touching the brakes, you knock it into B mode, you get that increased engine braking, and that's putting more energy back in the battery pack. You're harnessing that kinetic energy The electric motor, when it's not turning the wheel, suddenly turns into a dynamo, and you're putting all that energy back in the battery pack to give you longer range. So very useful feature, and you can toggle between the B and D mode while you're driving to give you slightly less regen or maximum regen. So this vehicle is ready and available now, so if you're interested, then do give me a call or email. If you like this video and you found it useful, please do click the little thumbs up symbol on the bottom right of the video on YouTube, because that helps with the YouTube stats. And if you're interested in other EV videos I make, then subscribe to the YouTube channel and press the little bell, and you'll be notified when I upload a new video.